Greetings, Series 7 test takers. This is the Series 7 Guru. I am coming to you from my studio in fabulous Las Vegas with another explication request. So if you have a question and you'd like me to explicate it in video form like I'm about to do, and just send that request my way. We do that for any vendor. That would include, Past Perfect, STC, training consultants, Achievable, but it's easier when it's Kaplan. When it's Kaplan, shout out to Kaplan. Kaplan gives my viewers, subscribers, and members free look at Kaplan questions. If you don't have a Kaplan Q Bank, I highly recommend it as a paid supplement. The best free supplement to your study materials is my YouTube channel. On the YouTube channel, you can find free 85 videos. We're about to explicate a spread. Spreads seem to be the one that people request most often. And I probably have 3 or 4, lectures on spreads. So I've got how to identify spreads with missing premiums, call spreads, put spreads. I might, in the comment box, let me know. I might actually put up another little carve out on spreads. But that being said, advanced option strategies, I'll probably link that in the comment box. All right, well, let's get busy on doing that. The Kaplan Q Bank, by the way, with my Guru 10 discount code is about $60. So I think that would be your best free or paid supplement to what existing materials you already have. Okay, here we go. Now there are 8 things you get tested on in a spread. The first test question is, can you identify a spread, long and short, the same type of contract? So as you see here, we're buying a put and we're selling a put. So that's our first test question. This is a spread. The next thing we got to be able to do, we'll do all of these things. We have to identify it as debit or credit. Once we've identified it as debit or credit, we can rock and roll. Because if it's a debit spread, we want to be able to exercise. We want the difference of the premiums to widen, get larger. And if it's a credit spread, we know expire, we know narrow. We got to be able to do max gain, max loss. The gain and loss always equals the difference in the strikes. The spreads are all about floors and ceilings. What we're spreading is the difference in the premiums. That's what the word spread is, the difference. Right? I say, what's the spread on the game? That's the difference in the scores that I can bet on. I can either say it's going to stay within that difference or outside of that difference. So that's what the spread is. So we're going to have the gain or the loss. If it's a debit spread, we'll have our loss because when we buy option positions, that's our worst case. And if it's a credit, it's our best case. Best case is we agree to be a potential victim. Nobody victimizes us. Nobody makes us perform on the contract. And we walk with money, neener. Then we have to be able to do break even. The break even is always going to take place somewhere between the floor and the ceiling. All the action takes place between the strikes. So as a test taker, you can actually take advantage of that, right? You can just shop your answer set and you don't pick any break even that's not, in this case, between 50 and 65. And then bullish or bearish, and that will be the larger premium dominates the position. All right, so let's get started on this one. Now, again, our time together is a buffet. Take what you like, leave what you don't. But what I like to do is underneath the optional leg, say, what am I looking at? Here, I'm looking at a choice to sell the stock at the strike price. XP means strike price. I like to put that there. And here, I'm looking at an obligation to buy the stock at 65. So that's an obligation to buy the stock at the strike price. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I want to be able to net the premiums to establish whether it is a debit or a credit. A lot of ways to go. Some people like to use pluses and minuses, debits or credits. I personally like to use money out versus money in. So I'm just going to put this here. There's my T. And that's how I like to track money. And so we're going to have dollars out. And we're going to have dollars in. Yeah, particularly when you got a lot of things going on here. So I like to stack my strike prices. What I mean by that is I like to put my 65 put, just to make my analysis easier, above my 50 put. And so let's see. I bought the 50 put at 1. So I'm going to put that there. Now, again, I like to do things on a per share basis. I like to do things on a per share basis. Then when I'm all done, just multiply. That way I only have to multiply once rather than, multiply through the question. So I paid 1 for that. And let's see, I brought in 10 over here. So let's put that there. And so I've now can net the premiums. And we have established that this is a credit spread. Now, once I get the credit spread, I know that I want the contracts to expire, right? Because if those contracts expire, I lose 10, I gain 10 on the put, I lose 1 on the 50 put, right? So that's what I want. So expire would be my max gain, by the way. So let's put that there. And I want the difference in the premiums to narrow. That's the hardest part. Don't need to get it. What I mean by that is we establish this for a net of 9. So if we can offset, close out for less than that, offset means, I'm going to close this out. Right, so if I go to close these out, and I can do so, and that difference will be less than 9, I'm going to make money. If it's more than 9, I'm going to lose money. So that's what we mean. So max gain here is going to be the premium, whether I short a call, short a put, short a straddle, short a spread, credit spread, my max gain is what I've collected. I agree to be potential victim. Nobody victimizes me. And I keep the money, which in this case is 9 points or, $900. They won't give you both as a choice on your exam. So that's that. Now, I should know that the gain and the loss equals the difference in the strikes. I should know that there's only, the way I think about it, again, not testable. Well, I just put that here. 50 is the floor. If I didn't have that 50 put there, I could have serious problems, right? Somebody sticks it to me at 65 and the stock is worthless. Here, the worst case, somebody's going to stick it to me and I'm going to stick it to the next guy, right? Somebody sticks it to me at 65, I'm going to stick it to the next guy at 50. There's a ceiling. By the way, the conversation is not testable and the floor and ceiling is not testable. As I told you, the 8 things that are testable is what's going on. Now, I personally think it's easier to say, okay, well, there's 15 points here, the floor and the ceiling. All the action takes place between the strikes. And so if there's 15 points to be made or lost, and I have collected 9 of them, that means I can lose 6 because that's what's going on in the spread, right? So the gain and the loss equals the difference in the strike. So let's put that there. And that's going to be 6 points. Or $600. It was 2 contracts, that'd be $1,200, right? I would suggest doing it on a per share basis. The next thing we have to be doing a spread, I said there's 8 things, is we have to do the break even. This is a put spread. Again, we know that test taking trick, it's got to be somewhere between 50 and 65. And we do have a memory aid device for that, a memory aid device called push. And push stands for put, subtract from the higher. Put, subtract from the higher. So in a put spread, now let's get a smaller font here. We're going to subtract the net premium. Doesn't matter if it's a debit or credit, whatever that net premium is from the higher strike. So here, the higher strike is 65. And so I'm going to take 65 and I'm going to minus the net premium, which is 9, to get my break even of. I'm terrible at arithmetic, so let me get my my calculator out. 65 minus 9, 56 is the break even. Now, by the way, once you get the menu done, then you can think about it. Don't think about it till you get the menu done. What I mean by that is you can say, well, okay, if somebody sticks it to me at 65 because I have an obligation to buy at 65, and I stick it to the next guy at 50, I'd lose 15 points less than 9. Or, in terms of break even, illustrating that, right? If somebody sticks it to me at 65 and the stock is 56, I just paid 65 for a stock that's worth 56. I'm down 9. I've got 9. I break even. I'm just illustrating that to you. The last thing we've got to be able to do is we have to be able to determine bullish or bearish. Bullish or bearish. And the way we do that is by the larger premium dominates the position. So if we look here, the larger premium is a short put. So that is the dominant leg in this spread. Leg is not testable. So that's important because we need to know where we want it in relationship to this break even, and we want it up. This is a bullish spread. Now, if you do all those things, by the way, the other trick is if you're long the lower strike in any spread, debit, credit, put, call, doesn't matter. If you are long the lower strike here, it's a 50 put and you're long the lower strike. That is another trick. That's called the bull's trick, and you are a bull. So this is just a trick. Amaze your friends. I bet I can tell you any spread is bullish or bearish, even if it's missing the premiums. And so just a trick, but that stands for because you are long the lower strike. Let's get a smaller font. Okay, so we've done all 8 things we're held accountable for. We have identified this as a spread. We have determined that it is a credit spread. We have determined that we want it to expire. We have determined that we want the difference in the premiums to narrow. And we have determined the max gain is 900, what you've collected. And we have determined that the max loss is $600. We have established the break even of 56. And we have established that this is indeed a bullish spread. By the way, that's one of the things that people get hung up. Please note it's credit and it's bullish. You've got to do that separately. A lot of people think credit means that. Okay, so let's see if we can answer the question. As I said, you have my guarantee. Whatever they want to know, you've got the answer. The question is, what is the maximum risk? So we're looking for $600 being offered to us as the maximum loss. Let's see if that's available to us as an answer. Boom. Boom. All right. So we got it right. That's good thing. Okay, let me clear that up. I hope that was helpful. Please note, put in your requests. We also do our Tuesday weekly community live question and answer. You can submit questions for that early. We do any exam you'd like. You can do it early. You can do it live when you join us, whatever you'd like. And remember, inch by inch, your Series 7 is a cinch. Yard by yard, your Series 7 is hard.